Hey gang, welcome. True story, I did already record this video once, and then, because I'm so rusty at doing anything, apparently, I had shot it in terrible quality, and when I uploaded the video, even though I'm trying not to be a perfectionist, when I uploaded the video, it was too bad. It was too awful. What's the point in having a fancy DSLR high definition camera if you're not going to shoot in high definition? So here we are, round 2, doing a second take at this. Hello. My name is Brandy Peters. If you've never seen my face before, which maybe you have, like, this video is going up on a new channel, a channel for the Riot Girl Rebirth community. So maybe you've seen my face in there, creeping around. After all, I'm the admin of the group. I'm the one who has been sending you emails in the email newsletter. I'm the one, if you've bought anything from the store, thank you, by the way, who you've been corresponding with. That's me. Hello. My name is Brandy. By trade, like by occupation, I'm a social media marketing strategist. So yes, if your question is like, did I have an advantage in starting this and growing it? I did, because I kind of knew what I was doing. However, I could not have predicted that it would grow and take off as quickly as possible, or as quickly as it did, because it is as quickly as it possibly could have. So that's been a little overwhelming. And I've been completely transparent with you guys about how completely overwhelmed I am by everything, because I really am. Like, thank you for your support of this project. To give some context, we've doubled in size twice now in really short periods of time. This group was started in February with like 20 people. It has really kind of taken on a life of its own. There's 6,000 members now. I know a lot of you probably won't watch this, you'll just keep posting your memes, but for those who do, the purpose of today's video is to formally introduce myself and then invite you to do something and participate in something with me, okay? So first of all, I'm going to introduce myself with a little bit more context than what I've given before. Yes, I do social media marketing for a living. I have been self-employed for 8 years. My first online venture, this is not my first attempt to do things online, but the first thing I ever did was a body and self-esteem / bra blog. You might be like, bra blog? That's weird. Law blog. Well, I had Brandy's bra blog, and I had basically a blog where I wrote about body image and self-esteem, and then brands would send me bras. I was at the time a 32FF, and people would send me bras, and I would try them on and I would review them, and I got paid to do that. And that was my first adventure in online anything, and I was like popular on Twitter for 5 minutes, and I did that. And then from that, grew my content writing business. So the bra thing never took off, but I did start doing commercial blogging, which led to copywriting, which led to like me writing landing pages, email marketing, social media ad copy, that kind of thing. And that's basically how I've paid my bills for the last 8 years, since 2012, self-employed, running my own business. However, along that journey, I've gone through a lot of different transitions. I went from doing primarily content writing to doing primarily social media ad strategy and like funnel marketing, different things like that. And I have worked with other entrepreneurs doing their content for their social media and growing their social media followings and things like that. So that's me in a nutshell. Now you know. I started this though truly because I have been doing all those other things for other people for a long time, and I have never, since that bra blog that I kind of just abandoned ship on to start my like content writing business, never really worked on a project that was like solely, not just for me, but just solely like about being creative and sharing ideas and you know, building community around something that I'm passionate about. It's been a little while since I've had time for that, and I told myself for a long time that I'm really passionate about marketing, which I'm kind of nerdy about marketing. I like it. I'm happy with the career that I have, but I wouldn't say that it's my passion. In my core, I am a creative. I am a creator. My background educationally is in graphic design, and then I did film school. So the reason for that, and this is why now we're doing a video like this, is I actually, when I grew up, I wanted to do YouTube. I wanted to make videos. This is not my first YouTube channel. I've had other YouTube channels, but the one we don't talk about is the one I had when I was much younger, back when YouTube was brand new. It was mostly just videos of me lip syncing and then doing like Q&As with other people from these different like social media communities that I was part of, on different forums and on MySpace. So that goes way back, but that kind of like planted the seed for my whole life now that I look back on it, because I've always been very like online central. I've always been about like social media communities. All my friends are from all over the world and online. There's a variety of reasons for that probably, but now you know. There's a lot of now you know. Here's the truth about me. And now that you guys know that about me, you know a little bit more about me, I'm going to tell you a little bit about like what I want Riot Girl Rebirth to be. Because when I started it, it was not like, oh, I'm going to start this, then I'm going to do an e-commerce store, and that'll be like it. In fact, the e-commerce store, although like I thought, well, maybe that'd be a cool idea, so I set it up with Shopify and stuff, it was never really like the monetization model that I was going to originally go with. In fact, like when I started it, I was like, well, maybe people just want to hang out in this Facebook group and there'll be like a punk rock anti-mommy group community. When I started it, I did not think that I would make money doing it, and then I thought if I did make money doing it, it would just maybe be like selling a little bit of merchandise in the Shopify store. Like it wasn't like this elaborate scheme that I had, and that's why I've been learning a lot as I go. But honestly, my true intention was to just connect with people like me going through similar things that I've been going through, which this is why it's called Riot Girl Rebirth. Because growing up, I was someone who like obviously like just connected with Riot Girl as a messaging. A lot of my values, which are like, you know, feminist values like empowerment, women supporting women, also doing your own thing, being yourself, doing different creative things just for the sake of doing creative things, all kind of stem from like my love of originally like not just Riot Girl, but just punk and alternative culture. That's always resonated with me, from even back in my days on MySpace. So it goes back. I go back with that. I've always been a bit of a weirdo, but I think for me, I stood out a little bit more. I'm from a pretty rural community, so when I was a teenager and stuff, and I was kind of like depending on the day, I was like emo, punk, goth. Like I dabbled in a spectrum of levels with that, but I always felt like a weirdo, like outsider. And then online, I always had people. So honestly, when I was like younger and I struggled with depression and stuff, I think my online community saved my life. So I owe a lot to that. And that's one of the reasons behind creating this community, because I think like women, us women, or the men who are in the group, like people need that. They just need a community where they feel understood and accepted. Like I don't have to lay out to you what everybody in this group is all about and who we are, because like we've kind of like found each other and you kind of get it, right? Like, so I don't really need to lay out like what Riot Girl Rebirth, the community now that we have, is, because we all kind of just get it, and it's been really positive and supportive just naturally on its own. But when I created it, my hope, calling it Rebirth, was to kind of nurture and be the rebirth of that spirit, that punk rock kind of thing. I think one thing that a lot of us can probably relate to is this idea that like, you know, there's a person that we used to be, and then it's like growing up and letting a lot of our passions and interests go, and then focusing on being like parents and full functioning adults. But there's a difference between growing up and like maturing and becoming an adult and letting your passions and interests go because you don't have time for them anymore. There's a big difference in that. there's also kind of a losing of yourself. I was someone who used to have a really strong sense of self, and as I got older, it actually like faded more than it grew. I think it's because like, you know, being a business owner, having to build my career, having to be a mom and a wife and all those things, you know, it kind of took me away a little bit from like who I would define myself as, and not being able to invest myself in creative projects and instead give all my creativity to my clients and things like that. It's worn on me since I've been doing that. Not that I'm ungrateful that I get to do something creative for a living, because that has been awesome in itself, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Like, you kind of let a lot of things go as you get older, and you kind of just keep it together for the kids. Hence why that's like our slogan here. But honestly, like, that's what I was thinking about when I created it. Like, how can I bring people together and kind of, you know, not just like create a fun Facebook group to post memes and stuff, but encourage each other to, you know, re-explore that and the rebirth of that Riot Girl spirit. Or you don't have to be a punk rock person, you know, an alternative person to really understand what I'm talking about. I just want like to create a community where people feel encouraged and supported to be themselves. And best case scenario, we could re-explore, you know, some of our maybe lost passions. So we're going to segue into the thing that I was going to ask you if you guys wanted to participate in. So I was kind of thinking what we would do is, it's called like a creative rebirth challenge. And so my challenge to myself is to start creating these YouTube videos, even though I'm a little rusty and it's a little awkward and they're not going to be perfect and I might have to redo them a few times. I'm going to start doing videos because I wanted to create more content for this community to begin with, but I've just got swept away in everything else. So my challenge to myself is to start creating content regularly, to talk about different things and start producing videos and such, and like get on track with all that. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to do like a creative challenge? So if there's something you want to get back into, like music, writing, maybe you're an artist and you want to get into drawing, you want to do some drawing exercises, maybe there's a small business idea or a business idea that you've been working on, but you haven't really like taken any steps towards working on, that kind of thing. If that's you and you're like, yeah, like I want to challenge you to join this, we're going to do for 5 weeks. We're going to just support each other and give feedback and like set goals and then work towards them and just do like a creative rebirth challenge. So you can sign up for that. It's going to be led by me. I can give you some guidance towards like marketing and like promoting your stuff if that's what you want. But primarily I just want to help people to kind of like get into it. So it's just for fun for most part, but if you'd like, you know, to pick my brain a little bit about how to like promote your stuff and get started, you can like, you know, put that in there as well as, you know, kind of an add-on incentive to join in. But what I'm going to be doing is creating videos like this. That's my challenge to myself. That's the goal I'm setting. Yours can be whatever. It could be start a podcast. It could also be to do a YouTube channel, but we're going to just encourage each other to start creating again and kind of like explore that. Just, you know, explore that, set some goals, a little bit of personal development, a little bit of self-discovery. That's what we're going to do. So you can opt yourself in, you know, sign up, just a nice little sign up. We'll get you into the private group. This is going to be a private group sub to the original group, just because like if it's just more intimate, people can give each other honest feedback and stuff doesn't get lost in the noise in the greater community. So I'd like to invite you to join me in this, if you will, if you're interested. If not, and you just watch to the end and you're like, no, I'm not doing that. Watch me do it. I'm going to be creating some more video content for you guys. I'm going to be trying to, you know, talk about different topics and things in these videos and kind of just start up this YouTube channel. As I've said, I'm going to do it. I've been saying, I'm like, we're going to have a podcast and we're going to have a YouTube channel and we're going to have an e-zine. And meanwhile, like, I'm just like, not creating any content. So when I created the group originally, my intention was to have it be content-based and, you know, to do more creative stuff with this community, not just post memes, although I love your guys' memes and I'll keep posting memes and like, that's all fine. But let's try to add some more substance to it. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. It's gonna be fun. You should join in. Otherwise, just watch me do it. And thanks so much for watching until the end. Thank you again to everybody for your love and participation in the Facebook group. Going forward, continue on as you are. And thanks so much for giving me, this time to watch this video until the end. Leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. We'll talk again soon. Bye.